Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew Stuttering Tech, back with another video, and today I have the all-new GameSir X3 mobile gaming controller for Android. Now this is the upgrade to the X3, and at first glance it may not look any different from the X2, but it is. Now one of the big differences is this cooling system that GameSir has built from the ground up. Now this is not just a fan with some LEDs in it. Yes, there are LEDs in this controller, but there's an actual cooling system, and GameSir claims you will see up to a 24 degrees Celsius drop in surface temperature. There are also other differences, like you can remove the D-pad and put on this less traditional type of D-pad, which in the 3 weeks I've had this controller, I've kind of enjoyed this a little bit more than the traditional D-pad. You can also remove the thumbsticks as well and swap them out for taller ones, or switch the colors around if you want to do stuff like that. You can also they also provide some thumb grips, which you can just put on top of your thumbsticks, and then you can also change around the X, Y, A, and B buttons, so they can come out if I get my nails to pull it up. So yes, I pulled it up with my nails, and you can just swap them around. They are in a Xbox configuration, but you can switch them around to more like a Nintendo configuration if that is what you desire. I do wish that they had provided some PlayStation ones, but it's not a big deal. Just like the X2, we don't have any analog triggers. We have these digital ones, and here is the X2 for reference, and we can see some more differences, like the chunkiness in the size. You can see that it's more chunky, but I'm actually welcome it. I actually like it because it has a better grip, better grip to hold. When I was using the X2, I did suffer some hand fatigue. After playing for about 20 minutes, I started feeling that pain in my wrist and on the top of my hand. So yes, and some other differences is that they switched around the USB. So the USBs used to be on the left on the X2, and now on the X3 it's on the right side. And the tension, I believe the X3 has more tension than the X2, so I think your phone will be held in much more secure. And besides that, there's not much of a difference. So I'm going to go ahead, put my phone in this controller. So here I have my Pixel 6 Pro, and the GameSir has no problem fitting this in. Now, there's one thing you do have to watch out for when you have a phone with a big camera hump, is that it tends to get caught on the thumbsticks. And the thing I like about that spring-loaded USB-C is that it can angle 51 degrees. So at least they kept that part of it, which is awesome. And now I'm prompted to allow GameSir to access the GameSir X3 Type-C. Now I do have the GameSir app inserted, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, because I'm going to play some Android games that don't require the GameSir app. It works with controller support. So I'm going to start off with Asphalt 9. So let's go ahead, put the fan in, and then I'm going to show you, put the fan on, and then let's show you how everything else runs here. So here's the fan as it's running. You have those LEDs, and the fan is audible. You should probably be hearing this in my mic, but as the volume of the game is loud, you won't even be paying attention to that fan noise. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and open up the GameSir app. Skip that and go over to my games. So, in order to play games that don't have controller support, you first you have to switch modes. So you want to hold in G and home button. It should close the app and let go, and it should turn the LED green. So now it's green and it comes up again. Allow GameSir to access GameSir X3 Type C. Reopen the app, and you just want to go ahead and play. I'm going to go with Genshin Impact. And I already have my buttons mapped out, as you can see. I'm trying to play other games that don't have controller support, but for some, at the moment, they're all under maintenance. So I cannot show you display more games that you can just button map. But the mapping is very simple. Just go ahead and tap on the GameSir floating bubble, and you just want to go add button, and then you could just add what you want. You can add the, you can move them around, and you can just add what buttons you want from here. Like I could just hit on this right here and just press L1 and then put it anywhere on the screen that I want, or to any button, and I can just remove them. So it's very simple. But I do want to say that I noticed that the GameStar app does not work on every device. It works on the Pixel 6 Pro, but it doesn't work on any other phone that I have, like the Snapdragon, Poco F2 Pro, or any of the other mobile devices that I have. But it does say that it's confirmed to work on like the Samsung Galaxy, I guess the S22 and mobile devices like that. But and like I said, it works on the Pixel. But if you have a device that it doesn't work on, you can try Mantis Buddy or Mantis Pro, I believe that's what it's called, and you can go ahead and map the controller to work with games that don't have controller support. Now I'm gonna go over and put my my Poco F2 Pro and show you how it works with some emulation. So overall, I would say this is a great controller for mobile devices, and I love the cooling system. That is the major part of this controller, is that it keeps your device very cool. There's only a couple of gripes that I do have, and that has to do with, well, the major one would be the separate USB-C cable that you're going to need to power the cooling system to get that LED going, and the pass-through power. It's only for pass-through power. You cannot connect it to your computer or put any kind of data or any kind of dongle, any attachments, only to charge your device as you game. And I would say I would have preferred them put in some kind of internal battery, or at least routing it into one, or just one USB-C port, instead of having to have two USB cables going into your device. That's why I think maybe on the X4, if they do come up with the X4, they should make that a priority to just have one USB-C cable and also allow for data as well. And I think they should have some Xbox buttons, but that's minor compared to the having these two USB. But yeah, besides that, it's a fantastic controller. I can play with this for hours and don't have any kind of hand fatigue because of the thickness. And like I said, the GameSir X2 is a good controller in its own right, but I do suffer hand fatigue because I have big hands and these are like small and harder for me to grip. And I do, after about 15 minutes, I start noticing that my hands do get tired. So yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget, I'm your Stuttering Tech. Peace out.